Hi, my name is Ariel, and I'm from the Philippines. Please like and subscribe. Ever since I can remember, I lived with my mom in a small town in the country. Mom worked as a cook in small households and made sure I had everything growing up, but I always missed some company while she'd be away working. Mommy, I want to go with you. I get so bored here all by myself. I don't even have a sibling to play with. Oh, honey, you should try and make friends with the other kids. But that was next to impossible. As a kid, I was very shy, but that wasn't the only issue. I was taller than the other kids my age, so whenever I tried to play with them, they'd freak out and run away. But I'm really 6 years old.
Yeah, and I'm Jennifer Lopez. Go away, kid. You're too big for this ride.
I couldn't go on rides or enjoy the other things with kids my age. And as I was growing up, my height was sprouting with the speed of light. By the time I was in the 8th grade, I was already outgrowing the shower heads, bathtubs, and even the doors. And the kids at school were the meanest.
Why are you eating in the cafeteria, giraffe? Go eat the trees outside in the garden.
I can see the inside of your nostrils. Why don't you cut the forest inside there, giant? Ugh, they just wouldn't stop. One time when I was in the washroom, some girls came and threw the cleaning water all over me. My mom says you're a devil child. This is gonna wash off all your evilness. This was it. I could no longer contain my anger and push them away, but they fell to the floor, acting all hurt and weak. She hit me. She hit me. The giant went all Hulk and hit me. She ran crying to the principal, and my mom was called in no time. And I was put in detention for a week. Later, when I reached home, I was furious. I don't want to go to school anymore, Mom. Those kids are just mean. It was all their fault, but no one cares because the way I look, it's always my fault. Honey, it's fine. It's just a week and we can spend it together. No, Mom, you don't understand. I feel so lonely sometimes. If only I had a sibling, it would have been so much better. And no one would dare to touch me. Suddenly, Mom's expression changed and she burst out crying. You do have a sibling. You have an elder sister. She looked like she instantly regretted saying that, and I was stunned. What the freaking peacocks? Mom, what are you talking about? I have an elder sister? I didn't want to tell you this. But yes, when your father and I separated, we decided to take custody of one child each. I chose you, and your dad took your elder sister, Pearl. Oh my God! Why did you never tell me about this before, Mom? All this time while I was wishing and crying I'd have a sibling, you hid the whole truth from me? Why? Suddenly, Mom burst into tears. I was too young when I married your dad, and he was a difficult man. I had no choice but to leave him. I'm so sorry, honey. Please understand me. I knew she must have her reasons, but I was so mad at her for keeping the secret for so long. I went inside the only room we had in the house and shut the door tight. But minutes later, I could hear people shouting. What was going on? I ran downstairs and Mom was freaking out too. Ariel, honey, we have to get out of here. There's a flood coming. We need to leave this place right now. A flood? Were we gonna die? We didn't have enough time to vacate the place, so Mom grabbed the important stuff and money, and we left our home before the flood reached us. After hours of traveling and rescue team operations, we were finally provided with a shelter. But when I saw Mom all sad and tired, I couldn't help but hug her. I'm so sorry I was mad at you, Mom. But now, please tell me everything about my dad and my sister. Maybe we can go find them. But Mom looked at me with confused looks. Oh, honey, I don't know where he is. All the papers and documents and his address, everything was in the house, and now it's probably floating around somewhere in the floods. What? This was insane. Now my only hope of finding my sister was gone. But things took a more drastic turn when we had to leave the country and go to Europe. And surprisingly, this place was super awesome. Almost everyone was as tall as me, and I decided I wasn't going to be a crybaby anymore. I'd become strong and independent to help Mom. Soon after, I started browsing for jobs all through the newspapers and found a perfect one for Mom and me. She got appointed as the head chef in an Asian restaurant, and I took the job there as a waitress. A few days later, when I was serving the customers, a lady held my hand and screamed her lungs out, "Oh God, Jesus, you're perfect!" The lady told me her name was Sheila and she was a huge fashion person. She wanted a new face for her upcoming fashion magazine, and according to her, I was just perfect as a model. I couldn't believe my ears. This was really happening. I ran to Mom, all excited to tell her the good news, and she had the best reaction. "Oh, honey, I'm so proud of you. This is like a miracle." But I had to shift to the trainee headquarters in another city and live there with the other trainees. I moved out of Mom's place, and Sheila took me to a place where everyone looked like Barbies and Kens. And Veronica was the prettiest of them all. She was literally a queen. Get the heck out of my face. What are you staring at? And a witch, too. Just then, another girl came to me. Ignore her. She's just too proud of her looks and her father's money. By the way, I'm Amy. Amy was my roommate, and she was the sweetest girl I knew. We got along just like sisters. Then the day before our first big shoot, when everyone was prepping, Veronica came and handed me a box. "Sheila asked me to give this to you. It's the latest cosmetics. You can put them on for your show tomorrow." For some reason, she seemed unreasonably sweet, and I could tell something was off. So I put the box aside, but later when I went out of the room, I saw Amy screaming. "My face, it's burning. What was in that cream? Oh God, Veronica, she gave the cream to me." I went to her room and kicked the door open. I wasn't just tall, I was frickin' strong too. "Are you crazy? Why would you do that?" "'Cause I've been here for months and I deserve to be the face of the cover magazine. I won't let you take my place." "So you'd try to ruin my face?" "Oh, not just to ruin it, but burn it to ashes." This was it. She was done for. I ran to her and pulled her by her hair, but instead of fighting back, she just went and smashed herself into the side drawer and started screaming. "Help! Help! She's gonna kill me! Someone help me!" Suddenly, Sheila came in and she saw what looked like me strangling Veronica, and she looked at me, raging mad. "What in the name of Gucci?" "No, Sheila, it's not what it looks like. I swear, I can explain." I tried to explain the whole situation, but now she wouldn't listen to me, and she cut both of us out of the main magazine cover. And after that, Veronica made it her life's goal to destroy me. A week later, we had a ramp show, and since it was my first, I invited Mom to see it as well. On the day of the show, while I was getting ready for the event, I saw Veronica tampering with the straps of my dress, and I just wanted to kick her butt when Amy held me back. "No, stop. What are you doing? I'm gonna teach that witch a lesson." "No, wait, I have a better idea. She tried to ruin your face and humiliate you on stage in front of everyone. Kicking her butt won't be enough." Amy came up with a plan, and we sneaked into Veronica's room and sprinkled allergy powder all over her dress. Minutes later, when Veronica put on the dress and walked onto the ramp, I noticed something really weird. She had this birthmark on her back that looked like a heart, just like Mom told me my missing sister had. Did this mean Veronica was my sister? What in the fish freaking world? But before I could react, it was too late. She was already on the stage and scratching herself like crazy, bad enough to rip her dress off, but I couldn't take it anymore. If there was the slightest chance that she was my sister, I couldn't see her like that. I looked around and saw a janitor's trolley kept at a distance. I picked up the water bucket and went onto the stage and dumped all the water over Veronica's head. "You witch, I'm gonna kill you." "Veronica, listen to me. You splashed dirty cleaning water over me? What were you thinking? You're gonna pay for this now." She jumped onto me and we broke into a fight in the middle of the ramp, and the cameras clipped everything. Sheila looked at us raging mad, like a bull. I quickly ran inside, but Amy too went bonkers on me. Why? Why would you do that? You should have just let her embarrass herself. Have you gone nuts? "No, Amy, it's not like that. I just think she's my sister." "Your what? Is this some kind of joke? No matter what you say anymore, I'm just gonna kill you now." She leapt onto me, but just then someone caught her. He was a tall man, and he had eyes just like mine.
"Veronica, control yourself. Is this how I taught you to behave in public?"
"But Dad, she did this to me. Can't you see what it—"
"Enough. That's enough."
"No, Dad, you have to listen to me."
"Veronica."
He raised his hand up in the air to hit, and I couldn't take it. "Stop it! What are you, an animal?" Can't you see she's already in pain and shivering? What kind of dad are you? You don't have to stand up for me, jerk. I can fight for myself. I don't need your pity. Saying that, she pushed me and I was about to fall to the ground, but Mom caught me. I guess I wasn't wrong about leaving you. You're still a jerk. And look, you have turned my daughter into a bad person, just like you. I should have never let you take her. Oh my God. So I was right. That man was my dad and Veronica was my sister. What? What is she saying, Dad, and who is she? Mom explained everything to her and Veronica went all bonkers. Why? Why did you never tell me I had a sister? And Mom, you said my mom died in a car crash.
Who cares? She's dead to me anyway. She caught me cheating on her once, and she divorced me. Filthy witch.
Gosh, she's not filthy. You are. You're such a jerk, Dad. I hate you. Veronica ran out of the venue and I followed her. Veronica, listen to me, please. I know you're hurt, and I know how difficult it must have been for you to live with that man all this time. But now you have a family. You have Mom and me. I'm your sister, Veronica. Please, look at me once. She turned around, and I could see the tears running down her eyes. I'm so sorry, Ariel. Dad always treated me like I was never good enough, so I just wanted to prove him wrong by being the best model. But I didn't realize I was becoming a bad person, and I ended up hurting you, my own sister. Please, forgive me. Oh, Veronica, it's okay. Come here, sis. Hi, I'm Rue from Chicago. Please like and subscribe. My mom was a renowned doctor and loved me to bits, but when I was 6, I fell from a tree and hit my head. And even though I recovered fine, Mom went crazy. She never let me out of her sight after that. When I started school, she hugged me and cried like a baby at the gate, and she'd even drop by during recess to check on me. Blood? Oh my God, what happened? She picked me up and started running to the hospital. Mom, put me down. It's just ketchup. And suddenly, we both went crashing into the food counter. By the time I was in 8th grade, I was super popular and a star player on the basketball team. Once during my match, I fell and bruised my knee, and Mom leapt out of the audience, screaming hysterically. It was so embarrassing. And then she forced the principal to grant me 1 month's leave to recover. Ugh! I spent the next week in bed watching MSA videos about crazy moms like mine. But a few days later, it was my friend's birthday party, and I felt well enough to sneak out. But just as I was about to kiss this cute guy there, Mom barged in and smashed the music system. That music's loud enough to hurt my baby's ears. Mom, are you crazy? How did you even find me? Apparently, she had a tracker installed in my phone to always know my location. On the way home, we had a huge argument. If you ever do something like that again, I'm gonna leave for good, and I'll throw away my phone, Mom. You won't be able to find me. And surprisingly, that worked. She kinda backed off, and I was relieved to be back at school soon. Guys, I'm back! I was hoping for an awesome welcome, but to my surprise, no one bothered to say hi. And just as I was about to sit, someone pulled my seat and I fell on my butt. You can't sit there. It's Sally's seat. Wait, what? This is my seat. And who's frickin' Sally anyway? Me. I'm Sally. And you are? I turned around to see a tall blonde girl offering me a hand. I'm Rue, and I think you're new because I've never... Oh, Rue, the one with the crazy mom. It's nice to finally meet you. I just joined this month, and it's okay. You can take this seat. She smiled and went to another seat, and all the kids followed her. What the heck? A new girl had taken my place while I was gone for just a month? After that, I noticed how everyone was just too pleased by her, even the teachers. Oh, Miss Olsen, did you get a new haircut? It looks so nice on you. Thanks, Sally. You're the only one to notice. You aren't just smart, you're kind too. And she helped the other kids with their homework too. Guys, I got this. You can copy from my assignment as long as you change some things. Sally, you're the best. Well, I doubted that. She was just too good to be true, and just happened to appear out of thin air and take my popularity. But I wasn't gonna lose to her. A basketball match was coming up and I was gonna show her who the real champ was. But on the day of the match, I could see Sally cheering for me with everyone else. In fact, she was cheering the loudest. Woohoo! It's nice to have the champion back. Go Rue! Just then, I slipped on the basketball court and fell flat on my butt with a sprained ankle. OMG, someone help me pick her up. She's hurt. Sally made me lean on her and took me to the nurse's room. She stayed with me the whole time the nurse attended to me, and I was beginning to think I'd misjudged her. She really was quite nice. Later when I reached home, Mom came running and hugged me tight. Oh my God, are you okay? Let's go to the hospital right now. Ugh, Mom, I'm fine. It's just a small sprain. That's enough. You're not gonna play that stupid game anymore. Mom grabbed my shoes to throw them away, and that's when I noticed grease all under my shoe. Oh my God, someone did it on purpose to make me slip, and I knew in my bones it could be none other than Sally. But since I had no proof, I decided to play nice for a while and keep an eye on her. A few days later, there was a big selection quiz for the nationals team, and I saw Sally mixing something in the free juices for all the contestants. Minutes later, the kids were clutching their tummies and running in and out of the bathroom. Ah, that evil witch! Of course she was selected for the finals, but I knew what she had done and decided to confront her. I followed her to the girls' washroom and pushed her to the wall. I'm not fooled by you, Sally. I know what you did there. I saw you mixing something. Oh, Rue, what's wrong with you? Why are you hitting me? And saying that, she slapped her own face really hard and started crying loudly. What? Suddenly, some girls came out of the washroom cubicles and pushed me aside. Gosh, Rue, look at her face. You slapped her so hard. It's all red. We're gonna tell the principal that you're bullying Sally. No, don't do that. I don't want to cause trouble. We should give Rue a chance to fix this. If she says sorry to me, I'll let it go this time. What the freaking frogs? Me? Say sorry to her? Ugh, no way. I pushed her harder this time and stormed out of there. But now I knew she was a cunning fox, and I had to play smarter than her. Soon, the elections for the new school president were announced, and I was super excited to participate. But guess who else was running for president? Sally! She already had loads of kids working for her campaign and making her posters. One day while I was in the library working on mine, I heard some noises. I went ahead to check, and I was shocked to see Sally bullying a kid. What do you mean you didn't complete my assignment? I need it back within an hour, or I'll kick your butt, you moron. She took his glasses off and threw them on the ground and crushed them. The guy looked terrified as Sally walked away. Just then, I had a mind-blowing plan. I quickly went in and picked up the guy from the floor. Hey, you don't have to be scared of her, okay? I'll help you get rid of her, but you'll have to help me too. You just have to speak the truth in front of everyone, and I'll make sure she never lays a finger on you again. Deal? The guy looked at me with teary eyes and nodded. A few days later, we had an event where each candidate had to speak up in front of the entire school, and I was all set to see my plan in action. Minutes before Sally was about to come on stage, I was so happy to see the guy she'd bullied standing there already. Sally's whole act was about to be exposed. Yippee! I need to tell you all something. One of the candidates here is a chameleon who pretends to be your friend, but in reality, she's a bully. And saying that, he pointed at me. What in the father-frickin' world? That's her, Rue. She even smashed my glasses the other day and put my head inside the toilet. She's a bully. What? Have you lost your mind? What are you talking about? It was Sally, can't you remember? She smashed your glasses. Who's Sally? And please, don't kill me. Please, someone save me from her. Saying that, he ran and hid behind the other kids, and all of them went bonkers on me. Rue, we already knew you could be a bully, and now you're blaming Sally for this? Everyone knows Sally would never do something this horrible. Yeah, we saw what happened in the washroom the other day. You're the bad person here, and you don't deserve to be the president. And they all started throwing paper balls at me. I ran out of there to save my butt, but I was so gonna kill Sally now. After the event was over, I followed Sally and saw her kissing that jerk who betrayed me in front of everyone. That's how she turned him on her side. She was such a devil. I heard them laughing and talking about how they'd humiliated me in front of everyone. I couldn't take it anymore. I went ahead and kicked him in the butt. You're such a world-class jerk. You lied in front of everyone for a wicked lizard like her. Watch your mouth, Rue, or I'll tear off your tongue. Whoa, look at that. Finally, your true colors are coming out, Sally. But guess what? I've known from day one that you're a witch, and soon I'll prove it to everyone. You recorded us? Oh, yes, I did. You know, I'm tired of pretending to be nice to you. I wish you had slipped and hit your head that day, but you just got away with a little sprain. But today, I'm gonna kill you, squid face. Saying that, she charged at me like a mad bull, and we broke into a wild fight. Within minutes, the cheating jerk came in and held me by my hands. Let go of me, you idiot, or I'll put your face in the toilet seat for real this time. I tried to fight them both, but they locked me inside a small janitor's room. No one's going to come here till tomorrow, Rue, and I'm gonna be the next student president by then. And your little phone? I'm gonna destroy it. Both of them left, and I tried to break open the door, but nothing worked. When I'd almost given up, I suddenly heard a loud thud on the door, and it flew open. Mom! Oh God, I can't believe you found me. I hugged her tight. Are you okay, sweetie? What happened to you? Wait, Mom, how did you find me here? Oh, honey, after you said you were gonna throw away your phone the next time you run, I may have put a tracker device in all of your shoes. Mom! Okay, sorry, but see, it helped. I was able to help you today after you didn't come home for so long. She was unbelievable. I immediately ran out to find Sally and saw she was making a bonfire in the school backyard, and she had my phone in her hand. I went in and hit her from behind, and the guy ran away, seeing Mom with me. What are you doing? Let go of me, you witch! I'm gonna kill you this time. Oh, you can try, but you're not getting away with anything now. This time, I tied her and made sure she didn't run away until we called the principal and her parents. Oh, we are really sorry, but she has a histrionic personality disorder. Because of that, she wants to be noticed and praised all the time. We kept it out of her records when she joined this school.
Oh, God. I didn't know I was taking such a dangerous kid. But you've been really brave, Rue. I'm gonna announce you as the next student president tomorrow.
No, I'm the best one. I'm the best. She's nothing. Saying that, she broke the ties and leapt towards me. I'm gonna burn this entire school with you in it, loser. Thankfully, the principal had called security and they took her away. After everything was over, I turned to Mom thinking she'd go all crazy again, but she hugged me. Oh, honey, are you okay? I was so scared. I'm fine, Mom. Thanks for saving my life today. I love you, but no more tracking devices, please.
Hi, I'm Elisa. I'm the eldest of 3 daughters and clearly Mom's favorite. I don't think any mom on this planet has ever loved a daughter like mine loves me. But before I continue, please like and subscribe. Mom loved me more than my sisters because I was smart and, well, they were kinda dumb. When I was in the 3rd grade, Mom started screaming at them at the parent-teacher meeting because they'd failed every subject. Why are you such dummies? What have I done wrong that God is punishing me by giving me daughters like you? But when my turn came, my teachers couldn't stop praising me. Yes, I thank God every day for giving me a daughter like Elisa. Her sisters are such an embarrassment. Suddenly, Bella grabbed a chair and flung it at me, and it missed me by an inch. Mom grounded her and said she couldn't have dinner that night till she wrote, "Please forgive me, dear sister," 1,000 times. But when Bella gave me the paper, it said, "I'll get you next time, witch." One day, some guests were coming over, and Mom asked me to make my amazing lemonade. When I served it to them, they all took one sip and spat it out, coughing like crazy.
Good God, that's disgusting. It tastes like soap.
Wait, what? That Bella must have done something to it. See, Mom? I keep telling you, Elisa hates you. I don't know why you love her. I can do everything better. Shut up, Bella. Elisa just made a mistake. I mean, she's perfect. Even perfect people can make mistakes sometimes. Go be useful for once and go get us some coffee. Elisa, darling, you can go back to studying now. Bella looked livid. While the rest weren't watching, she spat in my face. I tried to push her away, but she ran off. What a witch! But thank God, Vienna was nothing like her. She and I were really close, and while I was busy studying, she was always taking care of me. I adored her. When I was in the 8th grade, I'd saved up my pocket money for months trying to buy Mom a lovely sweater for Christmas, and she loved it. But when I went downstairs the next morning, I found Bella warming her hands in front of the fire, and Mom's sweater was burning in the flames. Oh my God, Bella, what did you do? I was cold and we were out of wood. And I like watching things burn. And I hate you. And I hate Mom. Maybe one day I'll set your hair on fire while you're both sleeping. I just snapped and attacked her. As we were wrestling on the floor, Mom and Vienna came running in, and when Mom found out, she totally lost it. Bella, you're a mother's worst nightmare. You don't have looks or brains or any good qualities, and you're so jealous of your sister because you'll never be what she is. You'll always be a failure. I'm going to send you away to your aunt. I was really mad at Bella, but I didn't want that. No, Mom, please don't. We're a family, and we have to stay together. I forgive her, okay? I don't remember asking you for forgiveness, witch. Bella pushed past me and stormed out. Mom wept for hours over her sweater. After Mom's threat to send her away, Bella was careful not to do something too obvious, but I could just sense her hatred grow. I always had a feeling she was plotting against the rest of us. When I was in the 11th grade, we had a cousin's wedding to attend, and I was her maid of honor. As soon as we entered the hall, our relatives surrounded us. Oh, Elisa, darling, I want you to meet my daughter. I'm always saying I want her to be just like you. We hear all about your wonderful achievements from your mother. Your daughter is a little Einstein, isn't she? Mom and Vienna beamed at me proudly, but Bella's lips curled into an evil smile. As she walked past me, she accidentally stepped on my foot. Little Einstein, my butt. They'll see who the real genius is one day. What a psycho she was. The bride handed me the wedding rings for safekeeping till the ceremony started. Just then, I realized that Vienna was nowhere to be seen. I was looking for her all over the building when suddenly I heard a faint sound from a storage room. I opened the door to find Vienna on the floor, and she was crying. OMG, what happened? Oh, Elisa, thank God you're here. I asked someone where the bathroom was, and they sent me here. Then I tripped over something and sprained my ankle really badly. I can't walk. As I helped her up, we suddenly heard the door slam shut behind us, and the lock clicked. No matter how hard I pulled, it just wouldn't open. We kept banging on the door and shouting, but no one heard us. Hours later, the door suddenly burst open, and we saw a policeman standing there with all my relatives behind them. And my cousin leapt forward and started pulling my hair. Elisa, you witch! Where are my rings? You ruined my wedding! Turns out, my cousin thought I'd run away with the rings like some thief. And the wedding didn't happen because everyone had been out looking for me. All our relatives were glaring at me like I was some kind of criminal. I had no way to prove it, but of course, I knew Bella was behind sending Vienna to the storeroom and locking us up. A few weeks later, Mom came to me one morning and told me about a national-level science competition with a first prize of $50,000. She asked me to participate, and I signed up immediately. I studied hard for weeks. More than winning the prize, I just cared about making Mom's wishes come true. Weeks later, Mom came running up to me with the news that I'd won the competition. While we were hugging, Bella turned up and said, "Pfft, you're jumping for joy just like Elisa is gonna give you all the money. Poor dumb Mom." Shut up, Bella. As if I even want my baby's money. It's all for her career. She's going to become a great scientist, remember? Maybe she'll hire you as a cleaner for her science lab. Now, Elisa, it says here in the letter that the prize money will be sent in a couple of months, so you'll have to wait a little. Well, seeing Mom so happy, I'd already achieved what I wanted. I had applied for NASA's Junior Space Program, and I was over the moon when I was selected for a 3-month course. Of course, I expected Mom to burst with joy, but when she got home, she had some shocking news to share. She'd been laid off from work. I'm so sorry to ruin your amazing news. This should be a really happy day, and I'm so proud of you. But how will I manage without a job? How will I send you to the program? Mom, it's a fully paid scholarship, so you don't have to worry about me at all. And the prize money will be here soon too, and you can use it all for your expenses. Oh, darling, I couldn't possibly do that. I'll start looking for a job right away, but thank you for being the most amazing daughter in the world. The day I was leaving, Bella wasn't even around to see me off. Mom, Vienna, and I exchanged teary goodbyes, and I left for the airport. I only had my small savings for the next 3 months, so I'd just have 1 meal a day and not spend on anything else. I just couldn't ask Mom for more money. I was done with my course a few days earlier than I'd expected. I bought gifts for my family and decided to go home without telling them I was coming sooner. I'm so glad the prize money came before Elisa did. Oh, Mom, you're just wonderful. How you've made that genius a fool all these years? Yes, baby. I am the only one with Einstein's mind. But you're really good too. Hey, have you guys forgotten me? Of course not, darling. You're the worst. Your acting is an Oscar-worthy performance. The way you made her believe you're her sweet little sister. I'm so proud of you. She has no idea how much I hate her. What a moron. Yes, she is a moron, and so was her mom. And your father, too. He left the child of his affair on my hands and thought I'd raise her like a princess for nothing? She's about to get back in a few days. Ugh. Oh, don't worry. She'll go away to some university on a scholarship, of course. After that, she'll be too busy working like a donkey all her life, and we'll sit back and enjoy. When I got home, I unlocked the door and let myself in. Mom, Vienna, I'm home, guys. The two came running down the stairs and flung their arms around me. Elisa, I've missed you so much. Oh, darling, I can hardly believe my eyes. You have no idea how I've lived without you these past months. I was so restless to see you too, Mom. I gave them their gifts, which they both loved. Bella just tossed hers in the dustbin and walked off angrily without a word. I'm just gonna go put my things in my room. What's the rush, Elisa? Just relax for a bit. I'll just be back in a minute. When I entered my room, I was shocked to see money everywhere. The others had followed me upstairs, and they said my prize money had arrived just today. Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to deposit this money in my bank right now. But is that necessary, dear? I'll just keep it safe at home. Mom, we really need this money, so I just can't take any risks. Just let me know whenever you want it for anything. When I came home, Mom took us all out for an amazing dinner, and I was just so happy to be back with my family. A week later, I heard Mom screaming hysterically at someone one morning, and I ran downstairs to find some policemen. Are you out of your mind? How dare you tell me I'm trespassing? I'm on my own property. This is my house. Ma'am, this notice clearly states that you and your daughters Vienna and Bella are living here illegally, and the rightful owner is Miss Elisa. Oh, hello. That's me. And yes, Mom, it's true, but you already knew that, right? See, I talked to Dad's lawyer and saw his will. It turns out that this house is in my name, so I suggest you do what the nice officers are saying and just leave. Elisa, how can you talk to me like that? I was going to tell you about the house one day, of course. Why have you turned against me, my darling? Because I found out you've been against me from the very start. When I came back from my internship, I heard you all talking in my room. I was standing outside and I heard everything. No, you misunderstood us. Elisa, let me explain. Just stop this acting now. It's all over. I guess Dad knew you wouldn't take care of me too, Mom. So he decided to do it himself by leaving me this house. I really loved you and would have done anything to make you happy. You played me for a fool, but you made a mistake. I'm good-hearted, but not a fool. They all went down on their knees and begged me for forgiveness, but I just had the policeman throw them out. Soon after, I sold off the house and went where they'd never find me again. I've left everything and everyone in my past behind me, and now I'm living my best life. Hi, I'm Anne from San Diego. Before I tell you my story, please like and subscribe. I was born to wealthy parents who really wanted one thing in the world. No, not me. When the nurse handed me to them, they were weeping with disappointment.
I told you, I didn't want a girl. I wanted a strong, healthy boy, not a weak little burden on me.
But I was far from weak. My lungs were strong, and I'd scream if Mom put me in my cot. And when I slept on my parents' bed, I'd kick Dad really hard. Eventually, he just left to sleep elsewhere, and I had so much more space. Soon after, I had learned to crawl. I sneaked into the library once when Dad had some guests over. I climbed up his bookshelf, sending a crystal figure crashing to the floor. When he took me off, I pulled his hair as hard as I could. He screamed like a baby, and it took Mom and 2 servants to get me off his head. Dad was just his bad-tempered self with me and Mom, until one day when I was 3, Mom found out that she was pregnant. And when Dad found out it was gonna be a boy, he danced with joy. He looked like a silly monkey. When Zach was born, I thought he was the most perfect baby. But as he grew older, he didn't always behave like regular kids. He wouldn't respond to his name and hardly ever made eye contact. Mom wanted to take him to a doctor, but Dad just brushed her off.
You and your stupid imagination. My son is completely fine.
When Zach turned 3, Dad threw him a grand birthday party. But Zach seemed super scared of all those people. He hid under the table and Dad pulled him out.
Come out, son. I've got something fantastic for you.
Dad led him outside and everyone followed. And just then there was a burst of fireworks and Zach totally lost it.
Make it stop! Stop it! Make it stop!
I ran to hug him as he kept screaming while Dad looked shocked. My parents took him to the doctor the next day and Zach was diagnosed with autism.
What? All I wanted was a normal son, for God's sake. Why can't I have one? Just one. This is all your fault, woman.
And after that day, Dad was never the same with Zach. He would mostly ignore him or yell at him when he threw a tantrum, which made me so mad.
Dad, he can't understand what you're saying.
How is that my fault? He's been screaming for ice cream for 10 minutes. Take him away. He's driving me mental.
Dad was crazy, but luckily, I could always calm Zach down. When I was in the 3rd grade, we'd gone to the mall with our parents when suddenly, Zach ran up to someone's pram, snatched the baby's pacifier and put it in his mouth. And the baby's mom went bonkers.
You disgusting child! What are you doing?
I'm really sorry. My brother is autistic. He doesn't always understand things.
So what? Your brother is a little thief, and if I was his mother, I'd slap him. Are you a moron? I just told you he has a condition, you dumb, ugly woman.
But she leapt forward to snatch the pacifier from Zach and I bit her arm really hard. She yelled in pain and ran away. Just then, I turned to see Dad behind me and I knew I was in trouble. But instead, he hugged me?
Aren't you a tough little thing? You always were. Why didn't I think of this before? From now on, you'll be my son.
His what? And before I knew it, we were already shopping for boys' clothes and shoes. And the next day, he took me to the barber and got my hair snipped off. It was crazy. But for the first time in my life, Dad was praising me and paying attention to me. And, well, I liked it. Mom was shocked when she saw my hair and started to cry.
Mom, don't be sad. It's my new look, and it's cool. Dad says I'm tough like a boy, and I can do anything boys do. It seems fun.
Mom still looked sad, but she didn't say anything more. After that, Dad would take me out for a run every morning. He taught me football and karate during summer break. At first, it was really hard, but slowly, I got stronger and better. When I went back to school, I totally shocked the boys by beating their butts at sports. I got selected for the football team, and I became friends with a boy, David. Since Zach had joined my school too, I soon introduced the two, and David was always super sweet with him. And as we grew older, I sometimes felt I liked David more than a friend, but I was sure he'd never see me that way. I was just his buddy. Years passed and life was better. Since I'd become really good at football and Dad was so happy with me, he'd be less mean to Zach and Mom too. And Zach was my biggest fan. He'd be there to watch every match and cheer me on. Once in the 8th grade, I just sat down on the bleachers during halftime when Zach came running to me and jumped in my lap.
You're the best player.
The best. The best. He started kissing my cheek when suddenly I noticed this new cheerleader, Rebecca, looking at us with disgust. Ew, can you two boys please go make out somewhere else? What? Are you crazy? I'm not a boy and he's my little brother. Well, he's not that little. Why is he acting like a baby? He's autistic. Oh, he's one of those. Ugh, I'm so sorry, your brother's a weirdo. What? I was about to yell at her when suddenly David called me back to the field. Just then, I saw Rebecca smile at him, and he winked at her. After we won, I spotted him talking to Rebecca, and I could tell from a mile away that she was flirting with him. I felt really jealous. A few minutes later, he came running to me with a stupid grin on his face.
That new cheerleader, Rebecca, she's really pretty, right? And so cool.
I think she's a witch. She called David a weirdo.
I'm sure she was just kidding. She doesn't know about his condition. Man, I can't stop thinking about her long hair and those beautiful eyes. And what do you call that thing that girls put on their eyes? Wait, what am I thinking? You wouldn't know the first thing about makeup, dude.
He playfully punched my arm, and I felt like punching his face. Why was he being such a blind dummy? And I wasn't a dude. I'd show him. My chance came just a few days later when we had the annual spring dance. Now, David would see I was as pretty as any witch. I didn't have anything to wear except a dress Mom had forced me to buy last Christmas, and I stole her makeup and heels. I also put on some of her hair extensions, and I thought I looked pretty great. I couldn't walk out of the house like this in front of Dad, so I sneaked out of my window. As I nervously walked into the hall, I could feel all eyes on me. Just then, Rebecca came to me and started laughing. Did someone tell you it's a costume party and you decided to dress like a clown? Who wears an orange gown and your makeup is hideous? And whose hair are you wearing? Suddenly, she pulled off my hair extensions and started waving them around for everyone to see. As people around us laughed, I was about to attack her when my eyes landed on David. He was laughing too. I just turned around and left the dance in angry tears. Later, as I was crying in my room, I felt someone's arms around me. It was Zach. Why are you crying? Because people can be so mean sometimes. But you're the best, the best, the best. I hugged him tight. Zach was one person who couldn't care less if I looked like a boy or a girl. He just loved me for me. The next day in the corridor, I saw David with Rebecca and her friends. She gave me a nasty grin as she walked by me. But David pretended like he hadn't even seen me. Seriously? Before practice that day, I barged into the boys' locker room and pushed David against the wall. What's the matter with you, jerk? You're ignoring me when I should be ignoring you for the rest of my life.
What did I do?
You just stood by and laughed while Rebecca bullied me.
Well, why the heck were you dressed like that, Anne? You kind of made a fool out of yourself. And Rebecca's my girlfriend now. What did you expect me to do?
She's your girlfriend now? We've been best of friends since we were kids. I expected you to stand up for me, but you're just a stupid coward.
Am not.
Are too. A big, stupid coward. Stop saying that. Or what, you'll fight me? Well, I'll beat your butt, and then I'll get you suspended for hitting a girl. Because in case you forgot, I am a girl. I pushed him away and stormed off. After that, we didn't talk at all. He was always around Rebecca and the popular kids, and I was just glad summer break was starting soon, and I wouldn't have to see their faces for a while. Dad had gone on a business trip for a few months, and I decided to grow my hair out, and Mom took me shopping for some nice clothes. I was a girl, and I wanted to look like one, and I could still enjoy football or do anything I wanted. On the first day of 9th grade, I had lots of heads turning as I walked into school. As a bunch of boys and girls gathered around me, I suddenly saw David from a distance drinking water, and he spat it out when he spotted me. He couldn't stop staring at me till Rebecca came around and elbowed him hard in the ribs. I was having a good time in school, but just a few days later, I walked into the playground to find Rebecca snatching a piece of paper from Zach and laughing. What's this dumb drawing? It looks like a 2-year-old made it. No, my cat can probably draw better than this. You're stupid, aren't you? And with that, she tore it in half. I leapt forward and attacked Rebecca. She was no match for my strength and screamed like a banshee for help. Just then, I felt myself being pulled away by David.
Hey, pick on someone who can fight back at least.
I slapped his face hard. Why don't you tell that to your stupid girlfriend who was picking on my brother? Just then, David saw Zach crouching on the ground, holding the pieces of his drawing.
I made it for you, David. It's your favorite football player. It was your birthday gift. I made it for you.
It was David's birthday, and Zach had remembered? David stared at the drawing in shock, and I took Zach's hand and left. I went straight to the principal and complained about Rebecca, and she said she'd look into the matter immediately. That day after school, I took Zach to the amusement park to cheer him up. It was his favorite place in the world. He loved the big Ferris wheel and wanted to ride it 20 times. When we finally got off, we suddenly saw David standing in front of us.
I thought I might find you guys here. Just let me speak, okay? I've been a complete jerk, Anne. I got so caught up in being with Rebecca and the cool kids. I didn't even notice how awful they really are. I broke up with Rebecca and I also complained about her. She's being suspended. Look, you don't have to forgive me, but I just want to say I'm really sorry for being so stupid and mean. You two are the coolest. And Zach, I fixed this. It's perfect.
With that, he showed Zach the drawing that he'd taped back together. Zach gave him a huge smile and ran to hug him. I slowly grinned at him and punched his shoulder as we started walking. That dummy and I would be okay. But when we got home, I had a surprise waiting for me. Dad was back a month earlier, and the minute he saw me, he looked horrified.
What happened to you? I go away for a few months and you turn into a lame girl? It's all your mother's doing, isn't it? She's brainwashed you.
No, Dad. It's you who's been trying to brainwash me. You made me think that there's something wrong with being a girl. Well, I like being one, and it doesn't mean I'm not tough or brave or strong. And you have a son who's amazing, but you act like he doesn't even exist.
He's weak, and you're weak. I have the worst kids on the planet.
Just then, a football hit Dad in the head. It was Mom. That is enough. I've heard your nonsense for the past 15 years, and I have had it. My perfect kids and I just had the best few months without you, and I'm making it permanent. You want a better family? Go get one. Wow, go Mom. Mom finally got the courage to stand up to him, and we left to stay with an aunt. Soon, she got a divorce from Dad and half his money. And now, we're living our best lives.